Well, Suicide Squad is in the news again, and we're going to talk about it because we're going to cover a couple topics in this video. What's happening? Once again, Internet, Kwing here, and today we're discussing a variety of topics about the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Not getting review copies, the achievements leaked, and some other fun stuff about the narrative is out in the wild, and, well, I was right about that. But that's besides the point. No, it's not. I like to gloat. So anyway, let's talk about the review copies thing first, because I think people might be overreacting just a little bit, because this is not the same situation when I was a member of the press. Let me say that again. Them not doing review copies is not the same as them dodging bad publicity. Okay? I'm not flip-flopping. I'm not changing sides. I still think the story is going to be meh. I'm saying that people trying to villainize Warner Brothers over this thing is not correct. Because there is a reason why they're not doing review copies. At least, I think there is. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubts. So, as a lot of people are saying on social media, when a game publisher, developer, studio doesn't give review copies out for a new game, that sends a bad message that they're trying to dodge bad publicity. There might be glitches, there might be problems in the game that they don't want the press to know about, so the press will give them a glowing first impressions. Now, what is a first impressions? A first impressions is when you get your hands on the game as a journalist or a YouTuber, and you don't have enough time to go through it to make a proper review. So you use like your first 2 hours or experience of the game, and you use that to make your first video or article that then hopefully will lead into a bigger, more fleshed out review a week or two later, after you've had time to actually work on it. And hopefully your readership will come back and your viewers will be hyped up for whatever you're going to talk about. That's why first impressions were always a thing. And usually that happened with smaller publications. I did not work for the IGNs or the GameSpots. I worked for smaller publications, and we never got review copies early. We got post or day of review copies. So we had to do first impressions the day the game came out. That means I would get to play about 4 hours or 3 hours of the game, and then I was expected to make a write-up and tell people what's what. And eventually, I did end up at a somewhat bigger publication, but I was only there for about 7 to 8 months before I retired, or rather went full-time with my YouTube channel. And that was the last company I worked with, and I was part of their video editor program or whatever it was. It was a long time ago, and my memory is fuzzy, but all I know is I did a lot of work, and I got paid very little. So, that's all I remember. So first impressions were always important in the game industry for smaller publications, and even smaller YouTubers that couldn't get the game early, didn't have any type of promotional or sponsorship opportunities with companies, and it was a way for you to be right there with the big dogs and get your video and your article up the same day as their reviews, even if it wasn't a review. Although some lied and said it was a review, I knew some publications, I'm not going to throw shade, that would do first impressions, and it read like a first impressions, but they would write it review! But anyway, so Warner Brothers has a global release date for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It is happening on January 30th, but the actual release date for the game is February 2nd. So what does this mean? That means fans, who are eager to get early access by paying to be beta testers, which basically that's what that is, if you don't know. When a company has you pay through the teeth, like $100 more, to get early access to the game, you become a guinea pig without your consent. And they don't have to pay you as a beta tester either. You just paid them. So you're going to play the game, and whatever glitches and problems and bricks you find, Warner Brothers and Rocksteady are going to be watching you very closely, as well as watching the complaints for those 2 days, and they're going to start making patches for whatever problems are uncovered, thanks to their super generous fans of paying more than the game is worth. So that is why companies do that. It's a way of getting around beta testing, because we live in an age where basically patches exist for everything. Unless you're a Nintendo Switch owner and you're waiting for Turn Me Up Games to do Arkham Knight so that people can actually get the Nightfall Protocol, then you'll probably be waiting 6 months, because they just updated Arkham City for some reason. Why, I don't know. But Arkham Knight is still not updated. Although Arkham Knight was updated by Rocksteady, and now Matt Reeves' Batman has a shadow, so that's cool. But Switch still no update with that. So yeah, I see a lot of people doing this whole gotcha thing where they're like, aha, they're trying to hide something, more controversy for the Suicide Squad. Yeah, no, I hate to, pump the brakes on this, but that's not the case. It has to do with their whole global release. It also has to do with the servers, as of right now, are not on. Remember, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is mostly an online game where you're going to be playing with your friends. There is an offline mode, I believe. I don't know if it's coming at launch, but there is an offline mode, so we need to be clear about that, especially if you don't want to play online with people. There is a mode where you don't have to go online. But at this time, right now, and January 30th, the game is online and the servers are not actually on yet. The servers probably will be turned on the 28th or the 29th. So it doesn't make sense to send out review copies if there's no way to play the game, which is concerning. Now, if this was Arkham Knight or something, yeah, they would get review copies like before the game came out, even if they were doing like this whole like beta test, pay through the teeth type situation. But because this is an online game, it's tied to servers, and those servers are not on. Does that make sense? It has to do with the fact that the servers are not on, and review copies will go out to the press the day the game comes out. Either the 31st of January or February 1st is when press will actually get their hands on if they do not pay through the teeth for the January 30th fan release. Remember, the actual release, again, is February 2nd. That is the worldwide, in-the-books release for the game that was approved by the ESRB and whoever else releases games. I don't really remember the companies anymore because I'm kind of out of that loop. I don't really pay attention to NPD sales. I don't really know about the whole when games go gold or green anymore. All that stuff was things I needed to know a decade ago, and now I don't need to know that because I'm a full-time YouTuber. So that stuff is just fleeting and it's not important. Everybody making a big deal about this, stop it. It's not that big a deal. It's not they're trying to, silence people. That's not happening. And I'm not flip-flopping. I'm just telling you what the truth is. That's the truth on that. Now, let's talk about something else people are freaking out about. The achievements released for the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and people are freaking out because it does exactly what the leaks say. You kill the Justice League. I'm not going to spoil the name of the achievements, but I mean, pretty much it's a given. If you thought you were buying this game and somehow there was going to be some type of fake out or some type of, hey, you're not actually going to do what happens in the game, yeah, I hate to tell you this, but I'm so sorry. I don't know how to help make this any better, so I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid. In a game called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, you kill the Justice League. And that's what it is. So just like in Arkham City and Arkham Knight, how there are different factions and bosses that you fight, Suicide Squad is the same thing. Batman is in one area, Superman's in another, Green Lantern in another, Flash in another. As you go through the story and you go to these different areas of Metropolis, you're going to take down a boss. And then you're going to get an achievement. That's all it is. Okay? But the biggest thing that I agree with people on is something that I've been saying for over a year, is that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League should not have been connected to the Arkhamverse, because essentially it's an Elseworld story. They're going to have characters popping up from all over the multiverse, thanks to Brainiac, and the only reason they connected it to the Arkham universe is to create controversy. That was it. They knew that there are people that love the story so much. They knew that there are people that wanted another Arkham game, and they wanted Arkham Batman to come back, and basically they used you as a marketing ploy. They didn't have to connect this to Arkham. They did it on purpose, because they know that if they don't, you're not going to buy the game. And also, this goes back to something that I've talked about for about a year now with Sweet Baby Incorporated. Now, the problem I have with a lot of 2020 games in general, especially when they resurrect something you love, this is a pattern, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. They take something you love, they bring it back, they hype it up, like Kevin Conroy, and then they destroy it in front of you. Why do they do that? They do that because, just like modern comic books, they like you to come back and read the things that you love, but at the same time, they like to make their stuff appear better than what was originally there, saying things like the Arkham DNA or this game is better than Arkham, all that kind of stuff. All those like words that they're doing on purpose, and they're like little press things, is they're trying to prove superiority for their product. you know, by tearing down what you love. It's a marketing thing. It's a real thing. It's called hate baiting. It's a thing. So what game developers do when they resurrect your favorite property and then they destroy it, they're trying to get a reaction from you because there is no such thing as bad press. I hate to tell you this, but it's true. There is no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity helps a product. It does. It's always been the case. If Disney didn't rage bait people with their choices that they do in the movies, you know, people basically end up becoming free publicity for them because all these YouTubers make drama videos and they bring more attention to the product. Whereas if you don't talk about said product, like the Gotham Knights TV show, which thank God most people ignored, the show died on its own merits because it sucked. Had people made like multiple YouTube channels talking about it, well, the show would probably still be on the air because you would bring attention to it. The reason why Suicide Squad is doing so well is because people are talking about it constantly. I myself am kind of guilty of this. Like, I don't like where the story is going, and that makes me very upset because I learned something over the weekend that is very aggravating for me, but, I mean, it is what it is. It's what happens in the 2020s. Again, they resurrect something you love, and then they take a sledgehammer and they smash it to pieces in front of you because that's what they do. So Sweet Baby Incorporated is not just a consultant agency on this game. They have boasted on their website that they are the narrative director, which is not good. They have written cutscene dialogue, banter dialogue, as well as made story decisions. All those right there should be red lights flashing because everything that you feared about this game, if you were on the fence, will come to pass. So if you didn't like aspects of Gotham Knights, I hate to tell you this, you're not going to like some of the story choices as well as the things that are showcased in this game. I mean, again, it all follows a pattern. The only way that you can get this to stop is by stop supporting them. That's pretty much it. You don't have to be me. I am cursed to cover every DC game known to man. Dark Tomorrow, Superman 64, Superman Apocalypse, Gotham Knights. Did I say Gotham Knights twice? Oh gosh, the trauma's real. I have to play these games. I have to play DC things because I'm niched. That's what happens when you cover something for so long, you're expected to do it no matter what. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the narrative of the game, as well as some of the leaks that happened. They definitely were in context and not. So some of the things that we've heard and seen most likely will come to pass. And whether or not they end up doing Elseworlds, more Elseworld stuff, that's to be seen. There's a lot of seasonal content that they're going to be doing, but at the end of the day, they didn't have to make the game connected to the Arkhamverse. They did it on purpose because that's the pattern of things that you love. It's just what happens. But anyway, that's it, that's all. So, nothing burger about the whole Suicide Squad world release date. Nothing to worry about. Press copies will probably go out around the 28th or 29th, if I am not mistaken. I'm blacklisted, so that's not happening for me. I'm a whale just like you guys. I've already picked up my pre-order, so I will see you guys on the 30th with uploaded content. But I want to know, does this upset you guys that they aren't giving review copies, and do the achievements make you mad? Or you just don't care? Let me know in the comment section below. My documentary that I'm working on will be coming out after the Suicide Squad releases because I'm spending some time on that, and it's a quality video. So, if you guys want more Batman news, I have a video on my other channel talking about the Arkham lack of update for the Arkham trilogy. So, look forward to that. And have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, share this video with 5 of your friends if you want, and I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Peace.